Employee turnover has been difficult at times because you end up with a loss of knowledge transfer. A lot of people would be working differently, and there are a lot of nuances to each insurance program, and that would be kept in the head of the primary person running that insurance program. There would be conversation threads and emails or notes in documents on network shares. There would be hallway conversations and then notes in paper files. And so if you really wanted to grab an insurance renewal as a new person coming in the door, you'd have to reconstruct it all. Maybe talk to some of your coworkers and see if they knew more about how that particular process worked. So now that we have the system in place, it's capturing all of the workflow, it's capturing all of the tasks and the nuances of each program. Additionally, it's capturing all of the notes and the documents. I've seen our insurance program manager sitting in meetings with the broker and taking notes directly into the system. And as soon as the meeting is done, the notes are published in the system. So having the tasks in there means that when somebody goes out on vacation, I can go directly into that program and everything's there, the current status. I can see emails that have been sent out of the system, and I can pick up where they left off, and I know what has and has not been done. And it's all in one spot. I've been doing implementations of different type of technology in healthcare and in other industries for over 20 years, and so I've seen where things go wrong and where things work. And one of the things that I think is critically important to the success of an adoption of a system is having open communication with the people who are going to be using the system on a day-to-day basis. We're automating the workflow and collecting information for the jobs that they do, and they know how their work gets done best. So I think it's critically important to review a business process as is when you're going in to automate something. Collect stories from the users about how they would like things done correctly and get their vision of how they would think things could be done. Then rework that business process. I firmly believe in never automating a broken business process. So once you have that down, you can wireframe things out and take it back to the end users and have them go through and talk it through with you. And it's important to bring them into the development and the assessment process. So one of the things I did is I set up these meetings, I call them tea time. And so 4 o'clock once a week we would have an open discussion. It's not scripted, it's not a hard agenda, it's just come in to this conference room, we'll have tea and biscuits, and we'll talk about what you want to talk about around the system. And some days it was talking about their worries about being held accountable for all these deadline dates, and then other days it would be working through their fears about the system and the change involved. So they were not only talking about system process, but it's sort of group therapy. And again, that also feeds back into changing the business process. So I think creating an atmosphere where people feel like they can communicate, they won't be shut down, and they have input into the process through the whole process is critical to user adoption and a successful project.